Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversations Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, we made it to the last day of January 2023. I hope it's been a great month for you. But of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you can record my conversation with award-winning author Tina Siemens, discussing what it's been like for her to share her books, Seminal, Some People Never Give Up, and The Little Sandals That Could. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb, but there are Tuesday headlines. In national news, 6 Memphis officer relieved of duty in Nichols arrest. The Memphis Police Department has disciplined an officer involved in the arrest, beating, and death of Tyre Nichols, the department said on Monday, widening the circle of punishment for a killing that has already led to the murder indictment of 5 officers and outraged the nation with another display of police brutality. The officer, which Conversations Daily News is not naming, was relieved of duty shortly after Nichols' January 7th arrest, the department said. 5 officers were fired and charged last week with second-degree murder and other offenses in Nichols' beating and death. The killing of Nichols has led to days of public discussion of how police forces can treat black citizens with excessive violence, regardless of the race of both the police officers and the people being policed. On body camera footage from the initial stop, one officer is heard saying that he stunned Nichols and declaring, "I hope they stump him." Nichols' death was the latest example in a long string of early police accounts regarding use of force that were later shown to have minimized or ignored violent and sometimes deadly encounters. Memphis Police Department officers used a stun gun, a baton, and their fist as they pummeled Nichols during the nighttime arrest. Footage shows Nichols running away from officers toward his house after he was pulled over on suspicion of reckless driving. Nichols, a 29-year-old father, was heard calling for his mother and seen struggling with his injuries as he sat helpless on the pavement, video footage released showed. In more national news, school where boy shot teacher reopens with added security. The Virginia elementary school where a 6-year-old boy shot his teacher reopened on Monday with stepped-up security and a new administrator as nervous parents and students expressed optimism about a return to the classroom. Richn Elementary School in Newport News opened its doors more than 3 weeks after the January 6th shooting. Police have said the boy brought a 9mm handgun to school and intentionally shot his teacher as she was teaching her first-grade class. The teacher, 25, was hospitalized for nearly 2 weeks, but is now recovering at home. Several police cars were parked at the school as teachers arrived on Monday. The sign in front of the building read Richn Strong and was framed by 2 red hearts. Other signs along the sidewalks read, "We are praying for you, you are loved, and we believe in you." In more national news, TV anchors T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach leave ABC amid romance. T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach, anchors on the afternoon extension of ABC's Good Morning America, are leaving the network after their romance was reported in November of last year. The pair were taken off the air and placed on temporary hiatus after photos surfaced of them holding hands and spending time together. Both were married to other people at the time, but it separated. After several production conversations with Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes about different options, we all agreed it best for everyone that they move on from ABC News, an ABC News spokesperson said in a statement. "We recognize their talent and commitment over the years and are thankful for their contributions." In entertainment news, Trevor Noah returns as Grammy host with comfort and nervousness. Trevor Noah feels more comfortable hosting the Grammy Awards for a 3rd straight year, but the former The Daily Show host still has some nervousness about leading the ceremony with big acts like Beyonce, Adele, Harry Styles looking on. The nerves come in because you're standing in front of not just some of the best, but some of the biggest performers in the world, said the Emmy winner. Noah expects his diligent preparation to get him through Sunday's show. "Nerves are part of what I do," the comedian said. Noah returns for his 3rd hosting stint at the Grammys, which airs live from Crypto.com Arena on Sunday on CBS and Paramount+. The ceremony returns to Los Angeles after relocating to Las Vegas for the first time ever because of rising COVID-19 cases and the Omicron variant. And finally, in business news, stocks sink as markets brace for big week with Fed and earnings. Stocks sank on Monday as Wall Street prepped for a week full of potentially market-moving events, from decisions on interest rates around the world to earning reports from the biggest U.S. companies. The S&P 500 dropped 1.3%, giving up some of the gains that had carried it last week to its highest level since early December. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 260 points, or 0.8%, while the Nasdaq Composite sank 2%. Markets have been veering recently on worries that the economy and corporate profits may be set for a steep drop-off, along with competing hopes that cooling inflation will get the Federal Reserve to take it easier on interest rates. All told, the S&P 500 fell 53 points to 4,018. The Dow lost 261 points to fall to 33,717. And the Nasdaq fell 228 points to 11,394. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Word That Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Word That Choose to Live By. The only way that evil wins is if you give up on the power of good. So today, let your goodness shine. Have an amazing Tuesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with author Tina Siemens in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Award-winning author Tina Siemens rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about what it's been like for her to share her book Seminal, Some People Never Give Up, and The Little Sandals That Could. Here's a bit of our conversation. But Tina, thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cyrus, for having me on. It's always a privilege.
Hey, look, the pleasure's definitely all mine. I always enjoy our conversations. And we were just talking, if our audience is joining us live, Tina, here we are at the end of the first month of 2023, if we can believe that, getting ready to welcome in February. I want to just talk about this continued journey for you, Tina, because every time we talk, I learned something new about you last week that we're going to talk briefly about here, and that is how you're preserving history in general. But I want to ask you, what has it been like for you to be able to share your own family's history with the world, Tina, and to see the way that people are connecting with something so personal for you?
It is definitely a privilege, but at the same time also a burning desire for me to have people just hopefully open them up to just a little bit of what is my history, where am I coming from? So every live human being today has a history. Yesterday was history in the making. So a quote from David G. Rempel, he was a historian, and he said, some people are trying to hold on to the good old ways of our fathers, insisting on holding on firmly to the past without even knowing what the past really was. So for me to be able to look back where I've come from, it helps me live today and then also project it into the future. How can we make choices today that will benefit us tomorrow?
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. But back on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Word That Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.